everyone, Tracy here. I just thought I would share with you my art journal page that I had done. Caroline and I are back on our challenges, and this month's challenge is to do a Halloween theme and or a collage. But I really didn't do the collage, but I did the Halloween theme. I did a little bit of a process video, not much of one, just for the fact I was doing this while I was crafting while my friend was here. So here is both of the pages, the 2-page spread, and I used lots of spritzes or mists and stamps and punches, and I got to play with my new black gesso. I was planning on doing a whole other different page, but I was inspired by a sign that I had seen in the mall, and that's what made me push me into this direction. Now I'll let you see a little bit closer here. So there's the gesso on the edges, the black gesso, and everything was stamped. And to make the children and the witch silhouette, I stamped them and then I colored them in with various black markers. And then for the saying, this came from, if anybody is familiar with Hocus Pocus, you all know I like Hocus Pocus. A few years ago I made a Hocus Pocus mini album and I gave it away, and I just love that one. I still haven't made one for myself. But anyway, and this came from the song that was sung in the movie Hocus Pocus. So it says, "Come little children, I'll take thee away into a land of enchantment. Come little children, the time's come to play here in my garden of magic." And I thought that was appropriate as there's little kitties. And what I did here was I stamped the kids and then I drew in their costumes. Little devil, a little princess, and a little fairy. So I drew their costumes on after I stamped it. So that is my page. I will show you a little bit of the process I did and add some photos in there as well. But like I said, there's not too much of a process, but you know what? This is a pretty simple page actually. There's not too much to say about it. So the first thing I did was I sprayed the orangey type yellowy colors on the background here. And then I gave a little bit with the white. If you can see little spots here and there. And then I didn't want to get my Cricut out because I was too lazy to cut a template, so I just went upstairs and grabbed a plate and put the saucer down here, the plate on here, and then I just sprayed the heck out of it with this purple color. And I didn't go all the way to the edges because I bought this big honking thing of black gesso I want to play around with. Now when I took the plate off, this kind of smeared a little bit, which I'm okay with that. But I didn't realize until later that this big purple splotch dripped off of the plate when I was picking it up. I tried to cover it up. I should have known it wasn't going to work. So I'll just cover it up another way. This page was going to be totally different. And then I was at the mall and I seen this picture here, some promotion on something that the mall was doing. So I'm not sure, there's so much glare, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. But this is, it turned around. my plans turned totally different. So I could still do the other one I was going to do, but I'm going to do this one first. And what I did was I cut out, or punched out, I have this one punch, I don't know where I put it, but, and so I have this punch and I punched the fence out. So I'll put that down there. And then I also have these little cutouts. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the cutouts of the children, or I have these other stamps I stamped, and either I'm going to just color them in. This one I colored in black to look like a silhouette, or if I'm going to color them in with color. So I will decide that as I go along. This is what I've come up with so far. I stamped the witch with one of these Unity stamps. And then I stamped the children with these little Stampin' Up! Kids. I think they're so cute. And then what I did was I colored them in with markers so they look like a silhouette. I really like how they actually turned out. Now, when I was spraying all the purple, I just want to share with you that it kind of went through this page. I never did a video on this page because I did this with my girlfriend. But look, she's all purple. So what I'm going to do another day is I'll restamp her on another piece of paper and then adhere her down, and then maybe that stuff will just look like background stamps. But we're not working on that one. We're working on this one. And because of my blob here, I drew not very well and cut out a bat and hoping that that will cover it up. I also punched out this fence punch and the grass punch behind it. See? You see the little grass? And then I'm going to adhere them there. And then I want to use, the whole purpose of this page was to use black gesso, because this page, my idea at first was this whole area was supposed to be black gesso. I don't know if I told you this, can't remember. And the rest was supposed to be the witch in the moon. But when I saw that one picture, I wanted it to have the little children in it too, because it's a Halloween theme. So I am going to use some gesso, and I'm going to put it around the edges, because I bought, let me show you this big honkin' thing of gesso I got. I bought this huge honkin' jar of gesso. Like, look how many milliliters it has in there. It has 946 milliliters. Like, it's jumbo. And I bought this, obviously, at Blick's for, it was like $12. This was $11, and this was like $12. So it's like, seriously? This is ginormous. So obviously I bought the bigger one, and I was excited to use it for this project. Totally, art journal page totally turned out different, but I'm still going to use this because I really want to try it out. So I'm going to do it around the edges, and then I have a little quote I wanted to write in here. So I will do that, and then we'll see what it looks like. While the gesso around the edges is drying, don't you hate to wait for things to dry? I'm going to tell you what I use to color in to make them look like silhouettes. First, I tried to use this black Faber-Castell, but the only thing with this is it didn't turn it a nice deep black. It turned it more of a dark gray more than a black. So then I used my Copics on the witch, and I knew they were going to bleed through, and let me just share with you that. See, this is the other side. I colored in the witch, and as you can see, bled through. And I touched up some of the tree too, and it bled through. And I had a feeling it was going to, but I didn't want it to bleed through on this side, because remember, that bled through. So I didn't want it to bleed through because it would be down here, and I don't know if I could have fixed this page. So I used my Stampin' Up! Marker, and it was a nice, as you can see, it is a really nice, crisp black. So it turned out really nice. So I'm just waiting for the gesso to dry. And what I was thinking of doing, but this is one thing with me with art journaling. When I'm doing something, and even when I watch videos, when I see something, I was like, oh, that looks really nice. And then I see them do something else, and it's like, oh, are they going to ruin it? And they don't. It looks gorgeous. So my dilemma is, I like how it looks. I'm still have a lot to do on it, but I like how it looks so far. But then I'm like, oh, should I outline the moon in black? But then if I do, am I going to ruin it? So I think I'm just going to leave it. And this is where I wish I had like a couple different pages the exact same, so I can do it how many times to see which one I like better. But I kind of like this, just the moon on its own, so I'm not going to outline it. And then here's my bat, which I just drew and cut out very poorly, and I'm just going to stick him here on the blob. I know he's not, you can still see a little bit of the blob, but well, that's life. And then I'm going to put my fence down here, and then I'm going to just journal a little saying up here. So I will wait for this to dry, and then I'll glue those down. So there you have it. That is my art journal page for this month, and I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you all had a very creative day today. Bye now.
Every second there's a second chance. that I just can't